We haven't even put any of the breakdowns and the details. We have a couple threads ready, but those threads are actually going to go out next week. And the reason for that is the goal of this second soul here is not just trying to get as many people to max mint. It's actually the exact opposite. We want to get realistically as few people to mint because Soul Season 2 is representing one of the largest loyalty factors in our design, which I think is really exciting and honestly really powerful as we build our product experiences live with each and every one of you. So what's great about season 2 Soul is that it's going to start unlocking a lot of value, but also your season 2 Soul is going to absolutely connect with your season 1 Soul if you have one. And that's really where we're going to bet on you guys. For those of you who have a Genesis Soul and believe in what we're doing, the best advice I can tell you is claim a season 2 Soul into that same wallet, right? Like you should do that if you believe in what we're doing. If you believe in the access, the knowledge, and the experiences we're delivering, it will be one of the most no-brainer things to have an intertwined soul. The intertwined soul is going to have unexpected value at an order of magnitude than pretty much anything else in our ecosystem. So we're really excited about that as well. But of course, a lot of you are first time soul holders, which is incredibly exciting as well. And with that, there are a couple big updates that we've just rolled out. So, a couple things. One is you can now verify and be able to get your Soul Season 2. So, if you go to the following channel here, verify my assets, you should be able to jump into this here and be able to claim your verification here and get your season 2 soul. So yes, correct. As Create shows with his profile, you'll have both a Genesis Soul and a Soul Season 2 at the moment right now. So that should be pretty straightforward to claim. Also, if you have diamonds, that's where you claim. And with that, when you have that new role, it will then unlock our next favorite thing, which of course is the village market, which we'll do a little bit here today. The village market is now accessible to those of you who have season 2 soul as well. Over the early next week, you guys will also, for those of you who only have season 2 soul, you'll be getting access to more soul channels. We'll be updating a few soul channels here kind of early next week. I want to say this weekend, but I'm actually flying, so it's going to be a little tight on my availability. But what's also really cool about this is that you're going to get a bunch of upside in this kind of journey. And then here's the other cool thing. You can now see your relic balance. So your relic balance is now unlocked and you're able to see how many relics you got for season 2. And additionally for that, which is pretty exciting, is you can now start spending relic balances as well combined. So season 1 and season 2 are now put together. Shout out to our boy Chris putting together all these amazing features here for you guys. And then, a little bit of insight here as well. Season 2 will also have its own pendant like structure. So, season 1, what you guys all received based off those who earned relics, you all received these different pendants, right? And this is kind of where it gets really exciting is with your pendants, a lot of you who've been active, you could see that again right next to your name. And these are pendants for season 1 next season here. What's really bullish here overall is that you guys are going to be able to get a next representation for season 2 with visuals. That'll happen next week. We're calling them stripes. They're going to be tied to kind of the idea of like military chevrons or the stripes that military leaders would have, as it will kind of connect a lot closer to the sci-fi world of Reapers as well. So the nice little thing here is that all of this is already unlocked for each and every one of you to be able to get access. And we'll push the new stripes and pendants next week to represent your season 2 status. And this is important, right? Because what we've always said, it's your relics, your souls, and your pendants are going to really amplify your participation, which will then unlock greater access to our world. And this is how Tribe is trying to build this. Our goal is not to oversell the access to Soul. Like, I actually don't want people to buy Soul Season 2 if they're not active in here. Right? That's actually what happened with Soul Season 1, which was uninteresting to us. I don't want, there was about 1,000 to 2,000 souls that just weren't even active. They just were speculating, of course, on the asset. That's not really our interest here. We don't want to bring speculation. We want to bring expected utility for those who are participating. If you get to do that here as well, you're going to be really, really, hopefully bullish on this front on how these are going to connect and allow us to build what we think is going to be the most loyal community in Web3. That's what we're really building here in this kind of design. And with that, we think those who are active and are going to roll through this bear, we're going to fight for you. If you have one soul, like season one soul or season two, or if you have both souls, congrats. You're now part of the army that we're going to defend at all costs. This is what Tribe has been focused on. And in this kind of design, what's really exciting is that it allows us to stay focused on delivering value. And this is really why season two Soul is so important and why we're not overhyping it publicly. Is that what we're really trying to do is ensure that there's a layering of loyalty that is understood. So, of course, if you have both season one and season two, you, of course, have a huge upside on that loyalty and a great measurement of that loyalty. And additionally, if you have both season one and season two Soul, and you're incredibly active, right, with relics and or pendants, you're going to get another rarity amplifier. And then lastly, right, if you've also minted early, right, for the respective souls, you also will have another rarity modifier as well. But everything is just based on measurement of engagement. We don't care about your wallet size. We don't care about your follower count. We don't care about any of that stuff. We just care about the measurement of your participation in this world. And we actually think this is exactly how communities should be building, because our goal is to bring all of you to the promised land here as well, which will be really, really exciting. Vincent asks, will there be a future Discord only for sole owners? Yeah, this Discord will move only to sole owners. Tribes Hub, right, is only going to um our ecosystem here, right? And what that means is that Tribes Hub will be only active for those who have soul. And this is why we've also left Soul open, because, I think there will be a few people along the way who will discover our community, especially for those who are going to be interested on the ordinals front. That's actually a really important thing in our design here, is that we want to bring more of these ordinal individuals here. But that means that if Tribe's Discord is essentially, technically near the end of this month going private, what that means is relics as a currency are going private as well, just for you guys. So as we continue to create content, relics will be essentially 80% private. There will
Bonjour,
still
on
be
se
a
retrouve.
way to like redeem relics in other servers as well, because what you're going to see in our design, and we don't want to share this too publicly, but hey, you guys are here actively. What you'll see is that you're going to see Tribe Server become essentially a locked community, right? A community that has entrenched loyalty. That, again, the only way you could get access to it is owning a soul. And again, when Soul Season 2 closes, there's no other way to get in until Soul Season 3 opens up 4+ months down the line. And you can see this. We're not trying to put a Soul Season every month. It's been 5 months since Soul Season 1 went out, right? We're not in a rush there, right? Which is really amazing. So what's great then is all the other projects moving forward are going to have their own standalone discords, right? So currently you already see Reapers has its own Discord. Shortly you'll see Lost Realms will have its own Discord. You'll actually be moving those users over to Lost Realms. there are a handful of Lost Realms holders, right, that do not have a soul at the moment right now. So those individuals will no longer have access to Tribe Discord. They'll have to go reclaim those roles in the Lost Realms Discord that comes out later. We're not in a rush, right, to launch a Lost Realms Discord yet, but we plan to do it in kind of mid-August. If you guys want to know the context there, Ronin will probably have its own Discord, but right now Ronin is going to be just a Twitter-based experience for the next few weeks. And then I think post Mint will probably open a Discord there as well for those who are claimed, but we're still figuring out the design. So what you're going to see is going to be like a hub and spoke model, is what it is, right? The hub is going to be the Tribe Discord. Like we are in the mothership here, but getting access to the mothership is really rare and will be gated. And then separately below that, right, in these spokes, you're going to see the standalone brands that are going out, right? And that means Reapers, Lost Realms, Fury, Ronin, right, are all going to have their own entry points that are separate from the Tribe Discord. And because of that, right, you're going to have this huge opportunity in this kind of design and this kind of structure to be able to kind of get access to this world. So, just a couple quick things about your guys' relics to understand. There's a few more things that are going to be added to your relic balances, or are going to be a little bit different than like what you expected in your relic balances. We still have to apply the community awards. If you received a community award, don't worry. We're going to be able to get you guys access there as well. The other thing you want to really understand here as well is that the biggest thing that we're designing for is making sure the comic fractures and the shards are going to have their own utility. So they kind of are their own currency at the moment right now. So we didn't include them in the relics. Those are or your relic balance. They're going to have their own utility and they should actually remain on your profile. So what's interesting here is that we will probably be dumping all of your season 2 relics here shortly. Those will probably be erased by the end of this week, so you won't be able to see them on your profile anymore. All you'll see are shards, and all you'll see are fractures and your season 3 relics and your respective roles that you own. So we'll be doing a refresh. It's actually pretty funny. We're like literally at the top. The good thing is we've already pushed everything to the database. Chris has created a fantastic way of us managing this. So with that, it's funny. I'm looking at our roles at the moment right now. We are literally at max rolls. Like we are literally at 249 rolls right now. But with that, let me drop a couple rolls real quick because I want to get you guys some new relics. So some of you might see, some of you diamond users, you're going to see a couple rolls disappear, but fear not. Those rolls are already on the back end. You are great. You are structured. You won't have to worry it here as well. Let me just drop some of those season 2 diamond rolls, mainly because the nice thing about Discord is when roles have fewer people who've claimed it, it's a lot easier to clean up and make sure that you can get distribution. So just know we have a plan for the fractures. Just know we have a plan for the shards. The shards are also really important if you're into sports, because in the future we're not sure exactly our time window for this, right? We have a lot to get to, but there is a collection built for the shards, right? And then of course, for those of you who are interested in comics and our product experience there, your fractures will be able to potentially be utilized for comic book claims or potentially within tabula rasa as well. This is kind of where it gets pretty exciting, right? Because we're going to be embracing a lot of new ways to deliver you guys value, because our entire thesis now gets focused, right? And what I mean by that is we now know in a very compelling way who the true loyal community members are and how we can now effectively design for them. It doesn't mean this is like a perfectly well designed system yet, right? But what it is sharing is that we've essentially been doing this because we've been building history with each and every one of you. Because we're building history with each and every one of you, it means that we have a larger and longer relationship as well. So now you guys are able to essentially use your relics. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep feeding allocation through the market. This is kind of why it's super powerful in this design and where we're going. So because of this, right, what we're going to recognize here is that for all of you who are going to be in this upside of this journey and upside of this opportunity, what you'll realize is that the village market is going to get richer and there's going to be less people in it being able to claim. And that's kind of the intention here from season 1 to season 2, right? Season 1 was loyal plus grindfest, right? Season 2 is loyal with less grindfest. Season 3 is pretty much going to be all loyal as well. Because of this, you're going to have a bunch of upside in this design and where we're going as well. So make sure that you're aware of kind of all these designs. You're going to have kind of all the upside there and all the structure there as well. For all of you who guys got, if you got relics in A and B, the bonus is that they're each worth 1. You got the bonus, right? There's no additional relic on top of that. If you got both, you got 2 relics technically for that event instead of 1. That is the greatest bonus you can get. That is the greatest upside you can get in that as well too. And that's kind of why it becomes really important here. Yeah, it's one of those things that you'll see. There's a lot of people who are going to ask questions, right? Right, in this kind of design where they don't realize kind of how we're building this and how we're scaling this as well. It's okay. You're going to see people ask the same questions for what I just answered as well. Don't worry. If you have 87 relics from season 2, you're in the top. There were less relics this season, right? Just to let you guys know. So if you are, I'll give you a little bit of insight. If you got over 80 relics, you're in the top, right, for season 2. If you just got 80 relics, you're in the top cluster for season 2. We made the top cluster a little bit larger because again, we wanted to reward loyalty here as well. The max for season 2 was it like 117, 120 in that range? I mean, it was last time I checked, it was Njonka had it. Hold on, let me go check. I know you guys always want to know these details here as well. Oh no, it's over 120 for sure. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Outside of Mirror, who cheats and gets all the rolls himself. Okay, wow. It was a 3-way tie. And you know what's crazy? It was a 3-way tie for diamond holders, all at the top. And the fourth was also another diamond holder, which is kind of insane. And then eighth was also another diamond holder. Holy shit. God damn, some of you diamond holders are insane. Congratulations to Njonka, Mushan, and Osdamus. All 3 of them got the maximum count for that season of 127 between them all. So season 2 relic count was 127 max. The total max you could have gotten from season 2 was 135. 135 was the total max. So 3 of these people somehow got 127 out of 135. Holy fuck, which is crazy. Again, for all of you guys, 135 was not the total max you could get. 135 was the total max for diamond holders. Without diamonds, the total max, I believe, is around 124 is what it is at the moment right now, right? Which is pretty crazy. For those of you who don't know, diamond holders are those who hold our Genesis asset on OpenSea. So we do have a Genesis pass, and that can be purchased on OpenSea. It's like pretty much the only tradable collection in our ecosystem, and they're called Tribe Diamonds. I'll link it here for you guys as well so you can see it, which is pretty insane. Again, dude, any one of you guys who got 100 plus in season 2, you're in top of top. If you got 80 plus, right, you're in the top cluster for sure, right? It's pretty insane, right, on that front. But the way we've designed this as well, which I think is so cool, is that again, even if you guys did have, full-time jobs, you have education, again, getting 30 to 50 relics in season 2 is incredibly valuable in this design, and again, a huge accomplishment as well as you see it. But what you have here is this really interesting distribution of these holders who've been participating. And really, in our world, what we want to continually do is reward you guys with our structure. So, 50 essentially, if I remember correctly, the way we've done it is that if you got 50 or more, you're in cluster two, right? If you got 25 to 50, you're in cluster three. And then there's a few other clusters below that as well. So again, if you have 50 or more, you're in the top two clusters of users in our community, right? You are essentially in the top 25 to top 30%, which is insane. You guys are going to get huge upside and rewards in this journey as well. Well, which is really cool. So yeah, we'll share the full ranges of all the pendants later. Don't worry about that. I think what you want to realize is you now have your access to your relics. You now have access to this super active community. And let me just give you right the core insight here, and then we'll do some fun if you guys want. I'm not gonna make you spend your relics today. I'm gonna give you one big thing. Stop spending relics. Can I be very honest? Like, don't spend your relics. Keep your relics. I'm gonna give you guys some fair raffles here for the next few days here at the moment right now. But yes, if you want your Reapers roll, I will do that here. I will give you guys some upside on the Reapers roll. I'll do an auction for Reapers. I think that's probably the smartest thing to buy, so you could get that here today. But outside of that, like try not to spend your relics. Like I know that's hard for a lot of you guys, and don't get me wrong, you guys have full control of your relics. We're not going to limit it, but just be conscious of market conditions, be conscious of where projects are. Again, we're really bullish on both Weebox and Jungle, but remember, Weebox is still 3 weeks away. Jungle is still like 6 weeks away, right? And in any of those scenarios, right, market conditions can change, right? Launch windows can change. So you just want to be real strong. Nah, man, 52 out of 124 puts you in the top 25%. I'm telling you guys, we have some crazy outliers in our community. Like, don't get it twisted. The people who get 100 plus, like, y'all are insane. Like, you're legally insane, right? But I love you guys, but you're still legally insane, right? The real numbers of how we've designed this system is that we were designing this system for the max users to get around like 50 to 55. That's kind of what we are trying to design this for, right? If we're actually looking at it, we didn't think the top users would get more than like 50 or 60% of the total relics. But insanely, some of our top users actually got 90% of the of all relics, which is again insane. That is also just a testament to how fucking amazing this community is, because this community is insane at all levels. Do you guys realize, like, I mean, I don't know, it's one of those things where if you look at any of our data and if you look at any of the ability for you guys to be live and the fact that we still have 370 people here in this live audience, we have 200 plus people live concurrently in the Reapers audience. Honestly, if you just look at the Reapers stats, it's one of the most insane stats you'll ever see. You're seeing like, voter turnout over 80%. But what you're also seeing is that active participation on a daily basis is over 30%, and active participation on a weekly basis is close to 85 to 90%, which is also insane metrics. And then here's the craziest number. The fact that almost 20% of our audience shows up live to an audio event for 30 to 45 minutes, it's ridiculous, right? We get almost 20 to 25% peak concurrent users. This is nuts. Like, honestly, VCs, investors who are familiar with early stage startups, when they see these numbers, it's so nuts. It's on kind of a whole nother level on this kind of design. We don't know when season three is going to happen. Season three could happen within 3 months or 6 months. They're kind of rangy based off the market conditions. So, like, why did season two kind of get accelerated to this point at this window? It could have gone up to 6 months. But the reason why we accelerated season two at this point was because it made sense in this transition as well for ordinals. And we'll talk about that. We want to make sure that anytime we open a new season, there's a new narrative that helps support, knowledge, access, and experiences. If we believe we could deliver on those three things in a new, meaningful way on your behalf, that's when a season is more likely to be introduced. I actually think the likelihood of a season three is probably much further away. I think season three is probably 6 months away. If I actually had to guess right now, I don't see a reason why we need another season three in terms of that opportunity. But here's the important thing to understand. Even though season three might be 6 months away for the claim, it doesn't mean that we'll wait until 6 months to unlock relics for you guys, which is really interesting. We could actually unlock season three relics a little bit earlier, right? So it doesn't have to wait as long in that window. So maybe you're only waiting a couple of months, right? Between season two here as well, right? Which is pretty powerful as well. So because of this, right, you're in this kind of really nice position to be able to get a upside in this journey because it's essentially locked for you guys as well, right? Locked on your positive side because there's no one else entering this community. Like that's the other crazy thing. Like this is the reason why I'm telling you not to spend relics, right? Relics are going to become incredibly rare because this is the other reason on how we're designing this is that you want deflation. Well, here's the best way to battle deflation. Stop printing relics for everyone. That's the best way to do it, right? Like that's the insane thing is that you're going to realize that we're going to reduce 50% or more of relic supply, right? Because those spouts are going to be gone because again, if those users don't have soul, they won't be able to claim the relics at least in this server here at the moment right now. So this is kind of the nice little thing in this design and this kind of structure here as well on this front. And remember, there's no refunds here, right? You don't, that's the important thing is like don't spend relics on stuff unless it's a sure thing or it's a fair raffle, right? And I think that's kind of why they're going to be incredibly important in this structure and in this design. So just stay tuned as all these kind of pieces kind of come in. Be patient, right? Just be really, really patient here as well on this world and kind of where we're going. And if you be patient, take advantage of the fair raffles. That's going to be one of the best advantages. And then, how and why, when would I spend relics? I'd be spending relics like 2 weeks prior to mint on any given external project, right? If you believe in our internal projects, it makes sense to get Reapers because why would I try to get Reapers now? Well, if I could participate in the Reapers vote starting today, I think that's important, mainly because you're going to get upside to that small community. And guys, the numbers are there. You could see that Reaper supply is going to drop a ton, right? Which is so powerful, right? You guys can see right now only about 800 people are voting. And again, if we just maintain that, that means that only 800 of those individuals will be able to have Reapers. There's, of course, another 200 for diamonds. There's roughly another like 150 for like our treasury and stuff. And then there were probably another 100 for partnerships, maybe a little bit more. I mean, we're looking at a supply under 1200 or 1300s, right? Which is really, really important here as well. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are asking the same questions. All your relics are valuable. I don't know why you guys think they're useless. There's nothing useless about them. The only relics you cannot spend at the moment right now are season three relics, cannot be spent yet. And then, moreover, right, your fractures and your shards are going to be used for something else. They're going to have utility though. All I can say is if you want a little bit of alpha, fractures and shards are going to be their own sub currency. They will have their own utility on how you could spend them through a different product experience down the line, right? Which is going to be pretty exciting on this world. So with that, right, you're going to have an opportunity to kind of get access to it. The other opportunity you're also going to get access to, and this is the other thing I'm going to share a little bit of alpha on as well, is that some of you may only have season two soul now, right? Because you may have missed season one. Fear not. we're actually going to give you guys the ability to bid on season 1 relics if you'd like. So again, if you do not own a Genesis Soul, we're going to do some fair raffles, and we're going to do some small bids that we will actually allow 25 to 35 of you guys to be able to claim a Genesis Soul relic, as well as the contract functionality allows us to do one thing, and we've always been thinking about it, is that the contract functionality allows us to allocate 200 from the contract to whoever we want. So roughly 100 of that is going to, team and diamonds. So like new diamond owners and stuff like that can always claim a previous soul. So again, if you are an existing diamond holder and do not have a Gen 1 soul, fear not, we will get that to you. And then separately, right, for those of you who want to claim a Gen 1 soul here, you could bid on it with relics. Won't cost you anything. We'll airdrop it to you as well, right? Which is going to be pretty exciting here on this. So all you guys have to realize is that you're going to have a bunch more upside along the way with all of the product experiences that we're building. So let's just talk about how season 2 is going to play out. One of the things that, if we really wanted to pump our numbers for season 2 Soul, what we would have done is we would have broken down in like mega threads all the claims you're going to get. And here's the crazy thing, right? For 0.01 E at the moment right now, you don't need a Genesis Soul for any of these. Anyone who owns at least one soul is going to be guaranteed 5 claims, right? 3 are free digital claims and 2 will be slightly paid physical claims, right? We have physical goods, there's a cost of production, we want to get those out, but we're doing these all as the lowest cost we possibly can. And that's pretty insane, right? Is that essentially for all of you guys who are able to be a part of this ecosystem and what we're building, you're going to be able to get a lot of upside just on those digital claims. So let's talk about that here as well in this design. No, guys, season 2 Soul is claimable. Again, if you guys are listening and paying attention here as well, season 2 Soul is completely claimable. Go to verify your assets. You can see your season 2 relics, people. All of it is ready to go. Wild West says, do these digital claims have burn mechanics in them? No, they don't. These are just free digital claims at the moment right now. Or, sorry, are you saying like, will there be some burn systems within them? Potentially. It's not burn though. We don't like the concept of burning as much. We prefer the concept of locking. So, for example, you may have the choice to get a certain digital claim, and then when you get it as a physical claim, or if you do something else, rather than burning the asset, we may just lock the asset into your wallet here as well. So you'll kind of get these different ways of designs, right, in this kind of structure of where we're going. And this is kind of the beauty of our system and where we're trying to go. So with that, right, this is kind of like a huge opportunity of where we're going and kind of where we're building. It's totally fine if you guys don't agree with our stuff here. Like Quasar doesn't bother me. We definitely know what we're building and what we're doing on our design. We think that giving honorable access to those who have an access and opportunity to get Soul Season 1 is incredibly fair and incredibly open way of our design. It's an incredibly small amount. But again, that's totally fine. Our goal is not to build design for all of you guys to agree. Good design never has consensus. That's the important thing to understand. There's a lot of people who don't have consensus on what we're doing, and we appreciate that. There's too many people leaning into consensus in this market, and that's why all products suck. I mean, guys, I don't know about you guys, but the state of ETH NFTs is incredibly fucking boring, right? Like everything about ETH NFTs is so damn uninteresting. Like the only topics we're talking about right now is Ether's art, which I agree it's hit or miss, right? I think the best Ether stuff is the most minimal stuff, to be honest. And some of the corrupts are really cool. Um, what else are we talking about? Well, like I'm gonna be very honest. I do not give a shit about meme coin. I really don't give a shit about meme coin personally, right? I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm not saying that it won't be valuable, but I personally don't care about that design, right? And if that's the where our primary narratives here at the moment right now for ETH, I think we've actually lost the core thread of where NFTs and utility is going to go, right? And that's kind of where I think it's more interesting to understand what are the next builders and the next wave going to do. Everything we're seeing still thus far is just repeats of the previous design, right? And what I think is really interesting. Actually, what's funny, Kong here as well too, right? Is that Kang? Sorry. What's interesting? I actually think Azuki is actually better positioned because they kind of fucked up. Like, I know this is gonna sound, I know it sucks for your bags. Don't get me wrong, but this is actually the nice thing about Azuki is that weirdly they got the community to rally even more and they just expanded the access here, right? In order to allow 20,000 more people to get access to the IP. Like, don't get me wrong, if I'm an OG, I'm still really pissed, right? That the art is the same. But also the OG, I'm kind of dope because now you could get the same damn art for like 1/6 the price, right? At 1 ETH. You could literally get an Azuki variant for 1 ETH. That's just kind of like insane. I actually think that's going to be one of the smartest things for Azuki because if you remember from the first wave, it's very clear Azuki art was top, right? And now they've allowed more people to get access. Don't get me wrong, I think beans are totally fucked. I don't think they're going to be interesting at all. But I actually think they're going to get better identity of having 30,000 unique people, right? Or 30,000 unique assets distributed across probably what, like 10,000, 12,000 unique people. I forget the exact number. I actually think weirdly it's in Azuki's favor. And then here's the other like controversial thing to say. It's actually smart that Azuki reset their floor price. I know again it sucks for your bags, but almost all floor prices for all ETH assets are like still too high. I know this is gonna sound really controversial, but like Bored Ape should not be worth 33 ETH, right? Like they really shouldn't. Azuki honestly shouldn't have been worth 15 to 18 ETH at that time. I think by resetting it back down to this number, Azuki can now go climb back to a 10 ETH floor, and it's still going to feel like a meaningful win and still be one of the top IPs there, which I think is actually really, really bullish for them. So that's actually like a really interesting counter thing is they kind of front ran the reset. And I think that now you're going to see a lot of other projects reset, but they're not going to have this advantage of Azuki that reset like 4 months earlier than everyone else, and now they climb back up. Because I mean, only way Azuki slips is again if the team does something incredibly stupid. But here's the great thing: the community's bought into having these two collections, and they're not changing the background. And the is that we all know Azuki, if they're any bit smart, are going to drop something of value to OGs, right? Again, I hope they're not doing like the only thing I'm scared about is their dumb idea with the green bean, right? But as long as they deliver something decent to OGs that keeps them happy, I actually weirdly think Azuki is one of the best positioned plays right now. I actually, elementals are an interesting consideration if you buy the thesis I'm providing right now. Again, I don't have any Azuki elementals. I want to be very clear. I actually have no bags left in Azuki except one Azuki OG NFT. That's it. So I just want to be conscious of that. But as you guys see this, I actually think it's an interesting counterculture movement. And this is what you want to understand, right? In this kind of design. Actually, yeah, unrevealed Azuki elemental beans are actually the best play, to be honest. The when Azuki gets their shit right and has one more bullish thing like the anime or whatever it is, and that's still like 3 months out, 6 months out, whatever that may be. Those people, there's going to be people on crack that are going to want to start, breaking beans consistently through. I think that's a very clear design here as well on this kind of structure, which I think is pretty important here as well. So this is kind of why I'm really excited. Kabi, no, we will never drop the price. If 0.01 ETH is a lot of money, honestly, you shouldn't be in NFTs. I'll be very blunt, right? If 0.01 ETH is not in your price range, like don't buy Soul. And honestly, don't be in NFTs right now. It's not what you should be doing. Like NFTs are not built at the moment right now for those who don't have like any true capital in this point. And again, if 0.01 of $20 fiat, USD fiat too high, don't play this game. Like, don't transact on ETH. Yeah, like ICO Beast is doing. Like, straight up, get out of NFTs. What you're doing is you're turning yourself into grinders. Don't become grinders. If you just become grinders, you're going to hate your product experience here, right? It's just not actually worth it. I agree. Like, if you can't afford 0.01 ETH, like straight up, like I'm not saying this like in a negative intentional way. Like leave the fuck out of this server and stop spending time and go get a job, whatever that job is, whatever it may be. Because the problem you have to understand is in NFTs, and again, I don't think we need to make this too ETH. Do you guys realize that you know Azuki Elementals was at 2 ETH and we're 1/200th of that price? Like this game is very different games. We're making it the most accessible price point, right? And if you're not able to play at that level, like you should just not be in NFTs. You really shouldn't. You should be restructuring your life to either focus on education to skill up or get a job to get real capital in. And that's really honestly like the feedback I give you guys, because here's the unfortunate truth around NFTs. It's not built for everyone yet. It's not, right? If you want to be around crypto with small amounts of capital, that's actually the thing you could do is you could invest a little bit of capital, right, into a respective coin, right? But like don't be in the space, right? And dude, it's only going to get so much worse. It's only going to get so much worse. Like the next 6 months here as well, right, on this design, right, is going to be incredibly hard with this structure. And this is kind of why we're building this as well. Like 0.01 ETH is literally the lowest price point entry that you're getting into an ecosystem like this, in my opinion. Like honestly, right, like I mean, this is the douchey shit I can tell you, right? But like, great, when I consult, I charge people between $1,500 to $2,000 an hour, right? For just 1 hour of my time. That's what it's charging. You guys are getting more of my time than any fucking person in the world at this point. And we're literally charging you $20 for like a 3 to 5 month window of access. And here's the hilarious part: you only have to buy it once. There are benefits of buying both, right? So the max capital expenditure for 98% of our community right now is $40. Like, do you guys realize that through 2 seasons, the most capital, 98% of you, your capital exposure to us, right? 98, 99% of you is less than $40. That's insane. For the amount of content that we created, for all amount of the access that we're delivering, it's insane. Right. And then of course our diamond holders, we love you. We're doing everything we can to give you guys more and more upside. This market is not getting cheaper. I want to be very honest about that as well too. This market is going to get more expensive to play because quality is going to have cost barriers as well, right? It's just how this market works. So keeping it real, don't get me wrong, I understand everyone wants stuff for free. There are other stuff for free. If you are someone who doesn't have capital and you only have time, this is you are effectively a grinder. Embrace it and go grind other free mints. That's all you can essentially do. But if I'm really in your position, right, what I really want to understand is that you need to understand that if you cannot afford 0.01 ETH, you should not be in this space. Right? It's just not worth your time. It really is not. So, Lemon Boy's right. He get Lemon Boy is a little bit cheaper. No, my fee is absurd. Like I've been like I remember like the first time I was able to do this, it was funny. I'll let you guys know. Um, I started to consult when I was like 24, 25 years old, and that was when I actually like had just launched the number one game in the world. So I had a lot of leverage. And but I didn't know how to price my consulting services, right? I didn't know, but I had a lot of people hitting me up. So I just decided to start putting like random numbers. So the first client I ever charged $1,000 to was EA, was Electronic Arts. They wanted some consulting advice on some designs, and they were just like, "How much do you charge?" And I was like, "Oh, 1,000," just because I wanted to see what they'd say. And they didn't even blink an eye. They were like, yo, that's cool. I'm like, holy shit. So I literally consulted EA for 1.5 weeks, and they paid me around $50,000, which was nuts for 50 hours of my time. And that's kind of where then my pricing became pretty insane from there. And again, I have leverage. And again, I talk from a position of privilege. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very lucky to be in that kind of scenario. But I only share that number with you guys, right? Just to understand, like, there are still people who want to pay me thousands of dollars an hour. Do you guys know how many people are trying to throw ETH at us to get on stage and we still don't take their ETH? Like, it's nuts, right? Not only do they want like my maybe insights, right? But what do they want? Do you know how many people would kill to be on stage in front of 400 plus concurrent people right now that all are active in Web3, and most of you have at least deployed some capital in Web3? People will absolutely pay tons of money. It's so weird, dude. People keep like, it was funny. I was just, even yesterday. I'll share a little news. We were talking to a few projects that we helped launch their free mints early, helped did an AMA with their free mints earlier. And they're coming up, they're like, oh man, your AMA was the most impactful thing we had. We'd love to do it for our next project. I'm like, oh, well, we'd love to know about your stuff. And they were like willing to give me $25,000 to do another AMA, right? Which is kind of nuts. I was like, oh, interesting. $25,000 to do an AMA. Like, okay, why you want to pay that much? And then what was interesting though is then I was like, okay, well, I don't care about the money. Tell me about your project of what you're doing. So their first project was a free mint. Then their next project is now going to be a 10,000 supply, and they're going to mint at point like 0.3 ETH, 0.4 ETH. I was like, oh, that's awful. I don't want to deal with that. Like, you want to mint at 0.35 ETH at the moment right now on a 10,000 supply in the next month in this bear market? Like, I instantly hit reject. I don't care about the $25,000. I don't give a fuck about that, right? I care about what's right for the community, right? And that's essentially where we're just like, dude, I'm not pushing your garbage shit. Like, fuck that, right? Because again, in the end, right, we're trying to give you guys the largest upside in this design and in this structure. But do you know how many influencers would have said yes to that? Pretty much every influencer would have taken yes to that, right? And like, here's the funny thing. We get those types of conversations almost every week. Do you guys know at this point that we have never sold an AMA spot for ETH? Like, we've never sold a singular AMA spot for ETH, which is crazy, right? We don't do that, right? There is some capital that does come in from our strategic village partners. Those are the only individuals we've ever captured, but those are for total services of publishing their project, and it's incredibly low, right? But outside of that, we've never taken ETH. We are never shilling you anything that we are not fully aligned with. Honestly, we don't sell them anything. Yeah, to be honest, Virgilius is right. I'm selling them the council. I'm selling them trust and diamonds. That's actually it. I'm selling them both diamonds and you guys, right? So this is kind of why like I'm like really bullish on what we're doing, because I didn't even hesitate saying no to that deal. And they were so confused. It's funny. I don't want to say who these guys are, but you'll see, because again, we gave out a lot of their first collection. We had a good allocation for that as well. You'll see when these guys announce it, and you'll be like, oh fuck, I understand why Saint said no to this project, right? But I just bring this up because we didn't even have to hesitate, right? And they were so confused. They're wait, you like, 25 ETH is not, 25K was not enough. I'm like, no, it's not about the money. It's that I don't believe in your project dynamics. And they're like, oh, what a shame. We could have built a great partnership. I'm like, well, why don't you build a good design, and then we could consider the conversation again. But I share these small little stories with you, right, very transparently, because this is the level of protection we want, right? We are not focused on this design. No, it's not Ghost Boy. All I can say is the first project was a free mint, right? That's all I can say. I don't want to call people out directly like this yet. I'll let them kind of make their own mistakes, and then when they launch publicly, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was the guys who asked for this. I'll let you guys know. But these are the types of conversations that come out in this marketplace here as well, and in this kind of design. No, it wasn't dimensionals. Our village partners aren't dicks like that. We're really good with our village partners, and we're working incredibly hard. It's not a village partner. We love all of our village partners, and shout out to Dimensional, shout out to Jungle, shout out to they're not a full village partner, but they're as close to a village partner as we can get in Weebox. So we're really working as well too. So this is where again season 2 gets really exciting for all of you guys who are unlocking with your relics is we're going to keep giving you guys a huge amount of upside on all of the allocation moving forward as well. So let's just quickly talk about a few other things. If you have more questions, I'm more than happy to answer it, and I'll get you guys a couple of relics here as well. I think the biggest thing that you want to understand is we as a community are now at a really amazing inflection point. I want you guys to understand that in this bear market, we are getting insane amount of engagement that still looks like we're in a bull. And what's even more amazing is that again, just click on anyone in this chat. Anyone, not even chatting, you could click on anyone in this room and you're able to see their level of loyalty. You don't even have to click on them. You could just see how many fucking cloaks are here, right? You could literally see how many favorite cloaks are here, right? And this is kind of why it's so insane on this engagement. And then also if you click on these people and then click on their Twitter, like 20% of you also are using these cloaks on your Twitter, or 20% or more of you are using these cloaks across all of your Discord profiles as well. Like I was just DMing a few people that I hadn't talked to in 6 months, and I was just like, wait, what the fuck? You guys still using our cloaks? Like, this is insane. I even see like Irina's got, of course, her amazing one of our initial Oracle variants. She has the Chinese Oracle variant. Oh man, I got to bring up or the Asian Oracle variant. I got to bring up a lot more of these here as well. And this is kind of why it gets really powerful. Um, there's very few discords that are consistently pulling in 300 to 400 people up on this design, right? And because of this, right, we're getting to a point where the community is locked in. um right, there's a lot of people who didn't, who were focusing more on the short term stuff that we weren't a fit for, and that's great. We wanted to kind of allow those users to fade organically into the product experience they wanted. But what kind of came out of this is that you're going to end up seeing, probably by the end of this month, 2,000 to 2,500 hyper loyal people. And let me just give you insight on that. If we have 2,000 to 2,500 people here at the moment right now, um, and we could push them in any direction to any project, we're probably one of the top 3 most powerful projects in this space already, just from reach and attention, right? And that's the insane thing. And everyone is taking notice of this. Everyone realizes that they need to give us allocation. Everyone realizes they need our community for their events. Everyone realizes that we have the best allocation power. We were actually just doing some data in regard to like some of our allocation and our holder powers, like, and we were looking at just like some of the stuff for like Dimensional, some of the stuff for some of the other larger projects that we worked on. And like our average holding time on a lot of these collections here as well, right, are incredibly powerful, right? And because of that, they're starting to realize that we're actually bringing in real users who want to be a part of their projects, especially when you guys are realizing in our design that what's kind of insane, I mean, honestly, just insane, is that you guys are choosing what you want. And just the simplicity of our relic and marketplace system where you choose what you want, it inherently creates more loyalty. Yes, some of you may be bidding on stuff that you believe is going to have greater exit liquidity that you want to prioritize for. But surprisingly, more of you guys are bidding on stuff on projects that you actually want to be a part of, right? And again, if you want to be a part of Reapers, if you want to be a part of Oath, all these things are coming into this kind of side. And ICO Beast is right. Like, I mean, I don't know if anyone will talk about this out loud because they haven't seen it. But like, we've pulled, not only myself, Mirror pulled, I think he almost had I don't know how many people were in Amir's event, but he at least pulled probably 100, I bet. But we pulled yesterday 2 different live events in Reapers that had 10x more than fucking Yuga's ApeCoin DAO meeting. ApeCoin DAO that had so much impressions, right? Like so much. Like, do you guys realize everyone was talking about Ape Council and Ape DAO and the votes? It had guys like Thread Guy and a whole bunch of other people who were running for election. And it was literally the entire conversation here as well, right? For the entire last 3 weeks, right? We were shitting on their pays and all this kind of other stuff. And then ApeCoin yesterday did their first event and they had 20 people show up. They had 20 people show up. We had 200 people show up, right? Do you guys realize that with ApeCoin's delegates, the ApeCoin council vote, for how many impressions you probably saw on Twitter, how many people were talking about it, do you guys realize that ApeCoin's council vote only had 300 unique wallets vote? Right? 300 to 350 unique wallets actually vote. Yes, there are delegate wallets, meaning that there are those who are representing more wallets. But if you're actually looking at how many people truly participated in the vote, it was 300 people. Do you guys realize our fucking first alpha vote almost tripled that? You guys realize this, this next vote is almost tripling that as well. And we don't even put any users in there. You guys realize that we have like an 80% voter turnout when almost all these other projects have a 10% or less voting turnout? We just did it on the side for fun. And honestly, if you were part of the Reapers events, I missed the mirror one, but and I've only heard fascinating things about it. It's already the most interesting shit, right? In this kind of this product experience. And what you guys are going to see is you're going to see this whole world unfold that is so different. And I love that. Oh, he modulated his voice. So smart. I need to modulate my voice. This guy's smart as fuck. Um, I love this because this is where you're going to see so much more theater, so much more design, but honestly, just beauty of Web3, right? We all talk about like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if we got to vote together and change the world and change the project? But no one fucking votes. No one actually has interesting changes. No one had any of this stuff. And guess what? We just did it in 1 week, right? What the fuck is the rest of Web3 doing? Right? Like literally, what the fuck is the rest of Web3 doing when we're just doing it on the side, right? And we kill it, right? And this is why I love this kind of design is that, if you actually build a real community and give them a product experience that's worth their time, they'll actually fucking show up, right? And that's the difference here is that we're actually a counterculture movement because we're actually aiming to do what we think Web3 should be, right? And this is kind of where it gets really, really powerful in this design. We don't need to cash extract you. I mean, unless you think 0.01 ETH is incredibly high, right? Even if you look at our diamonds, which, yes, they were minted at 1 ETH, but they've all stayed above profit for those who were initial minters, right? And we're working really hard to find more ROI for them consistently and more access and more value, right? What you're essentially seeing now is I don't know how many communities are more real than us. That's all I can say. I don't have exposure to all communities out there, but if you're looking at what we're kind of doing here in this design, I'd argue that we are top of the top, which I want to give a huge shout out to all of you here. Like, guys, I want to give a huge shout out. There's 450 of you guys here, 450 live community members who actually care, right? And again, 450 would put us in the top 0.01% of Twitter spaces. It puts us in the top 0.001% of Discord stages events, right? And we're not even optimizing and over pushing. You guys realize I have 450 people here and I only have like 12,000 followers on Twitter, right? If you look at that's an insane metric. If you look at the percentage of peak concurrent to true followers, if you look at the Reapers Discord, there's literally, I don't know, how many let's see, how many total people are in the Reapers Discord. Let's actually check this number out real quick. I'm going to do this live, and then we're going to spend the next 15 minutes opening up some fair raffles for you guys and getting you some relics. But let me just show you this. I get so stoked for this information. Here, get invite people. Let me just copy this. Let me just drop it in our chat. What is Reapers at the moment? Right, let's see this. Okay, Reapers is currently at 1,500 people. And there's only 900 or roughly 1,000 people who are eligible to vote. So if you look at this, in 1,500 people total, almost already 800 of them have voted. So if you include everyone that is in the server, we have 50% voting participation, which is just insane, first off, right? The second thing you want to understand is that when you look at these numbers, the percentages of those who joined the live event, right? My live event had 200 people live in the Reapers Discord at that time. Do you realize that's almost 20% of active users were in our live event, or 15% of active users were in our live event? Those are insane ratios. Those are godly numbers, right? And here's the crazy thing. I moved my event 3 times because fuck, I was exhausted yesterday. I didn't even sleep the night before because I was just knocking out stuff and stuff and stuff. And we moved the events. It moved into the nighttime. It moved into our worst time slot. Imagine when we do the next debate next week at this time slot. There's going to be 300 plus people there as well, right? And this is kind of why I get so excited about this, is that even in our worst case scenario, we're bringing more live people into our events than 99.99% of Discord stages. Once you guys start realizing that, connecting to that, you're going to realize our insane amount of power. And it really is insane. It's just on a whole nother level. And it's because of all of you guys. I really do mean that, right? And we'll talk about that here as well. So let's do this real quick. Let's do our favorite thing. Let's head to the secret chamber really quickly. And let me get you guys an amazing relic here. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit too while we do the auctions. But let me set this up. So what are we doing as well? We're also going to embrace orange this season. I'm going to convince you guys all to consider being a part of and valuing what Ordinals may have to offer. We're not convinced that Ordinals is the end all be all, but what we are convinced about, Ordinals is worth paying attention to. And because of that, we're going to make that part of our journey here as well. All right, let's be in the secret chamber. The password is 73940. The password is 73940. Make sure you use the /secret function. Actually, that's the last time I'm going to say that because you should all know how to use that. Again, the password is 73940. All right, you should all have access to that as well. Amazing. Again, you guys could also go to the shopkeeper here and you could check your relic balance here as well. Ooh, man, I only got 105 relics. I've stopped entering in relics now, so I only got 105, even though I'm pretty sure I'm like at 98% of the events here as well. And I have spent 69 relics. Ugh. You know what I spent 69 relics on? Because one of you guys overbid on the triple L package, and I wanted to save your relics, so you stole my 69 relics, you bastards. Which is really important here. All right. So again, check out, right? Go to the shopkeeper, right? And you can now see all of your relics here as well, right? You can now see everything you have, what access you have. We're going to start deleting the relics here in the next like 24 to 36 hours. You're going to see them kind of all remove out. And with that, you'll be left with the remaining events. And again, a lot of you may have different expectations on which one should be relics or not. Don't do it, right? Like, just wait. You'll get all the details here as well. Let's quickly then move to our next favorite thing. Let's go to the village market. And here's the best part. I don't need to share the screen anymore with you guys. If you can't see it, go and you value it, go get a season 2 relic. Go grab that shit and you'll be able to get this stuff as well. Also, there was a small little drop off for the Reapers thing where not enough people were able to, it got a little caught. We did push the wins through, so a few of you guys did win. Congratulations, Skim, QR Guru, Nimi, Rorschach, and Comet. So again, that did happen. So let's give you guys some free raffles here. I don't want you to spend a ton of relics, so I'm gonna make this shit super cheap, right, on this design. All right, I'll still share my screen since you guys all want to see it still as well. No, A3M, all your relics were counted. You're just not listening. You've been saying the same 5 questions over and over again. I promise you, A3M, all your relics are counted. I promise you. You're just sad because you thought the number was higher, which is not the case. All right, let's go. I'll share my screen. I will go live here. All right. Let's go to the village market. Yep, you can all use season 2 relics as long as you go verify and have a soul, but season 2 relics should allow you to get in. All right, we're just going to do a bunch of raffle shops here at the moment right now. Let's do this here. All right, what do we want? We want let me do Reapers first off. I'm gonna give you a bunch of Reapers because this is your guys' chance to get in. I don't know how many of you guys have Reapers left, but this is like the last chance to get into Reapers and get into the vote, which is important. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one first. Again, these are all gonna take a little bit of time because we're gonna make this fucking system work. As a lot of you guys are gonna try entering in all these things here as well. Winter Reapers, get your Galactic Senator roll. We're going to make the validity on this. Let's make this 7 minutes. It's going to take a little bit of time. This is going to be the Reapers roll. And the price here is just going to be 7 or 8 relics. One sec. Let me get a nice. Ooh, let me get the Seize Our Future gif. I like this one. Seize Our Future. So again, the important thing to understand is that we're also building Reapers as a totally different product experience. Where if you participate in the co-creation experiment over the next 7 weeks, you're going to get a very special type of Reaper that is going to have some built-in value, is what our current target is. That will potentially get you access to the ongoing royalties for the project if you choose to retain and hold that Reapers as well. And that's kind of the beauty of the system. We're essentially allowing you to be co-creators of our world. We think this is actually going to be the exact reason why crypto exists around entertainment IP, because this is stuff that you could never do in a Web 2 world. And this is where we're really excited for it. So again, if you don't have Reapers, this is probably one to get. So again, you could enter this for free. It'll take a little bit of time, but again, if you win, you'll get charged 8 relics. You just need to be able to have 8 relics to be able to enter it in. It'll take a little bit of time. A lot of you are trying to smash this button. Fear not. All of it will get in. Our bots are actually doing a fairly, really great job. Shout out again to Chris, our village market master here as well. All right, what else do you guys want? I assume you guys probably want, let's do WeBox. Free mint. Free mint. 2,000 supply. Backed by Animoca. Tier 1 IP. And Tier 1 anime IP. All right, you guys already should know about this one. We talk about it quite a bit. This is WeBox. Price here. This one goes a little higher, so I'm going to make this a little bit more fair. Let's say, honestly, dude, I would love WeBox for... I'd usually do 20 relics, but I'll make it a little bit cheaper. In honor of Joe Montana, we'll make it 16 relics. I don't know why Joe Montana got into my head, but we'll do that. And then here we'll use this visual here. Again, this will take a little bit of time on all of this stuff because you guys are all hitting these buttons incredibly hard. So let's see how long this one takes to actually upload, because it's now getting into the queue. So right now we're queuing all the people who are trying to get into the entrance, and this village market bot is going to take a little bit of time to think. But again, it should all open up here slowly but surely. We should probably have like 150 people probably in this one, or 125 people in this one. And then probably for Weebox, we'll probably have another 80 to 125 people, because you all have season 2 relics now. Y'all are rich now again, right? So again, fair raffles are probably the best thing to get access to. We'll still do some auctions here. I don't know if I'll do any auctions right now. We'll probably have to do these a little bit later. Here we go. Okay, Weebox is up, but hold on, we're waiting for the button will come in just a second. The whole bot, there it is. You can enter Weebox now. It's live and going. And again, it'll take a little bit of time to enter in, but if you actually get in, this shit will work. Like, this shit does work. It's getting in. Holy cow! Reaper is already at 120 people entering. Do you guys see that? Like we have 430 people in this room, and still like 125 of you, right, are still going after Reapers. I mean, there's still a lot of people who want to get access to Reapers, and that's the beauty of the design here as well, which I'm really excited about. All right, you guys can now enter in Weebox. Let's do another one. Because I'm nice. Let's do Oath. I think a couple of you guys still need Oath. Freeman. Oath is going to be around 1,500 supply. There are very few Oath left, just to let you know. There's like less than 25-ish Oath left. So we're going to give the last ones here in this blended season 1 and season 2. Get your king. This is like, of course you guys already know. Oath is the opening of that world. We're going to make this one a little bit higher, because this usually goes a little bit higher, but we're going to make this the cheapest I think I've ever put Oath, or one of the cheapest I've ever put Oath, of only 24 relics. Ooh, let's get one of our Oath. Let's get one of our good kings. Actually, here, I'll show you one of the other crystal phoenixes. Let's show the green crystal phoenix. I like the green one. This one's pretty cool. For those of you who have Oath, there's a whole nother collection built within Oath. No one knows this publicly, but if you complete certain missions and you want to go on these unique events, you'll be able to claim something where it's called the mission is called Flight of Icarus. And in this Flight of Icarus, you'll be able to claim a legendary phoenix. And that legendary phoenix will come in the form of a PFP first, and they are all generative, they're all animated, and they're all tier 1 pixel art. But the other really cool thing as well is that it'll also become a playable character in Act 2 as well. So you'll also have a Phoenix, and it'll even become more important in Act 3 in Lost Realms, because, of course, you'll need to travel across our map. What's better than traveling with a Phoenix? He could probably get you to different places way faster. So I'll share the Phoenix here. Let's see how long this one takes, as we're getting so many people to enter these ones here. So it looks like right around 125 is what I thought this would end up at. We're looking at 122 here at the moment for Reapers. And then looks like you guys still all have enough. This looks like Weebox is probably going to get to around 120, 130 as well. These are probably worth it. Again, if I were trying to enter free raffles and am getting stuff for under 20 relics, like free mint, venture back, small supply doesn't really get that much better here at this point. So that's why I kind of like giving these ones out, and why we prioritize the relationship there with them too. All right, let's see when this Oath one will actually update. Oh my God, there's so many of you guys here, all just kind of in queue. As a quick little shout out here, we're going to have the diamond event. I might push it back like 15 minutes, so I just have a little bit of breathing room. But I'm actually going to open the diamond event to everyone. So if you're interested, the next event as well, I'm going to share with all of you guys publicly what we kind of provide with diamonds. But today's session is just going to focus on Ronin. So if you're interested, you could also join in on that. I'm going to leave this one open for the first time. All the other diamond events will be private. And then also after the event, diamond holders, fear not, will have still a little custom stuff for you guys on all of these fronts. Oh, come on, bots. Why are you guys taking this up? Ooh, Reapers are going to end in 30 seconds. Holy shit, dude. Tons of you guys are going after Weebox. Also, because I know very few of you have Weebox, this will probably look like it'll get around 180-ish, maybe 200. We'll see. Wow, the village market is still thinking, so there must be a ton of people still in queue on this one, which is nuts. All right, all right, all right. Hopefully this will wrap up and I could do the next event. But while this is happening, the big insight I could let you guys know is that we think ordinals is going to be one of the more interesting things over the next like 90 to 100 days. So this is also why I've changed my profile pics both on Twitter and here. I'm going to embrace orange quite a bit, and my goal is to try to become a quasi thought leader and quasi meaningful force in the world of ordinals to keep getting us exposure. This means that this doesn't mean that we're stopping anything on ETH. We're working just as hard on ETH, and you can see all of our allocation is still geared towards ETH. But what do I really want out of this? What I really want is I want to make sure I build a product experience that gives us the chance to have access if ordinals does have that asymmetrical upside. So because of that, we actually think ordinals is going to be a lot more interesting than ETH. ETH, of course, is still going to have opportunities. It's still going to have its own drama. It's still going to have its own stories. But in the end, what we're most bullish on here at the moment right now is the fact that the way we've designed this ecosystem is really around the concept of if we can get you more knowledge and access and experiences to areas that we think will hold long-term value, we think we're doing our job incredibly well. And that's kind of what's exciting here on this design. Holy shit, dude. This is the most entrants for a fair raffle I've ever seen. We're about to cross 250 for Weebox. Reaper's already closed with 130, but we're still waiting, and we're still waiting on the village market. There's that many people in queue on this. This might hit like 300. I don't know where this is going to end. I've never seen this many people enter into a fair raffle. Holy shit, I have to almost like spread these out. So this is also one of the things I'm going to change moving forward. Whenever I do these live events, I'll do a fair raffle like every 15 to 30 minutes, right? So it'll kind of run on its own. You guys could all enter it in while it's happening. That's clearly a better way of spreading this stuff out. Holy shit, we're still waiting for Oath to show up. Wow, we are clearly going to hit over 300 people on this one. So hopefully, one new message. Okay, Oath just went out. Okay, great. Wow, we were waiting such a long time just for Oath. And then the button should show up here unless we kill the entire system completely. Come on, button. Show us Oath button. Holy shit, dude. Where is Weebox at? Wow, it's about to pass 300. That's insane. Oh, well, maybe we killed the button for Oath and it's not going to show up anymore. We still haven't even got Reaper's output yet. Holy cow. There were still people entering in. Again, you can't enter it now. These are just people that were queued up from 3 to 5 minutes ago. Wow. Dude, Weebox, dude, guys, do we have 430 people here? And Weebox has 300. This is insane. I've never seen this as well. Holy shit. Is the Oath button even going to show up at this point? Do we just break this system because there's too many fucking people here? Oh my god. My bad. If I broke this, I'm sorry. I clearly have to change my approach. Wow, where is the button for Oath? Holy shit, dude. Weebucks at 335. Okay. Ooh, okay. So the Reapers winners did come out. Amazing. Ooh, congratulations. I see a lot of new people here as well. All of y'all are gonna get your roles here. Let me show all the names here as well. So we have Dumpy. Congratulations, Dumpy. Hold on, where did the village market go? Oh man. Okay, village market. Okay, we have Dumpy, Selesnef, Balkash, winner number 4. Oops, winner number 4 is OX Bogdan, Zuzu, Voltaic, Forbidden Mustache. Ooh, which one is this one? Oh, it's a user who hasn't chatted at all. Ooh, that's a shady one. We're gonna have to look at that user. We have Joker Face, and then we have Calvos as well. Congratulations. Okay, that went through. Ooh, okay, Weebox raffle went through. Ooh, congratulations, Chriso, Davidson, and Onda. 357 entries. That is nuts. Hey, and the Oath button came. Nice. Oh shit, there's only 20 more seconds to enter, so go slam that button as well. Holy shit. Okay, well, I learned a very valuable lesson as we've now unlocked all these relics. Guys, we just had 350 people join a raffle that was only open for 7 minutes. And look at that ratio of 350 to like 437. Of course, I'm sure there's people who are not live in this call who just got the ping, like, oh, we could enter the raffle and go. But that's an insane metric, like just ridiculously insane. I also got to go do some investigation on this account. I'm curious on this. That's the other brilliant thing about our system. Like, I just want to let you guys know. So, okay, I hope you guys all got into Oath. That should hopefully play out here as well. Let me just jump back to the chat here, right? Which is crazy. You guys want an auction for Weebox? Okay, I'll give you an auction for Weebox. You guys want to bid on it? Let's do it. You guys want to spend it? I'm gonna do all of this stuff too. This is kind of crazy. Okay, sure. I'll do jungle as well. I'll do an auction for jungle and reapers here. I'm sorry, jungle and Weebox here right now. Oh, and you want to auction for reap? Why do you guys want auctions? You guys want to spend all your relics? Yeah, y'all just got like a little stimmy check of relics, so y'all just want to like buy on everything. Okay, I'll set them all up. I'll give it to you guys. But again, I'm gonna be very honest. Don't spend your relics, right? Don't spend your relic. But you know what? Like y'all want to spend your relics, I'm gonna give it to y'all. Y'all got your stimmy check. Y'all want to get something? I'll give it to you. Let's go back to the village market here. All right, let me just let this oath one actually. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna let you guys do it. Okay, so you guys want auction. Oops, sorry. I'll do this for just a few more minutes. God, I love our community. This is amazing. Actually, here, give me 1 second. Let me change this. Let me change the next event for Diamond Roundtable. We'll move this into. Oh, we'll move this into the Sacred Ground. So you have to have soul to be able to enter into this event. And we'll start this in 15 minutes. So we'll have a little bit of time. And then here, I'll let you guys see all of the controls we have, which is pretty cool. Let me go to the Royal Hall real quick. Or sorry, the Sacred Grounds real quick. And let me edit this channel and permissions. We'll add Gen 2 Soul. Oops, season. Soul season 2. That's what it is. Done. All right. Soul season 2. Yep. You're allowing to connect. Okay, cool. So now you guys could all enter that one as well. All right. Let's do a quick auction here as well. Excited for this. Okay, so you guys want. You guys want to auction for Weebox? Crazy, but okay, let's do it. Give me that free mint, 2K supply, venture backed, and anime shit. Anime ish. Let's say ish. Validity. I'll give you guys 7 minutes to bid on this one. Again, don't max bid at the start. I want you guys to also understand, like, y'all don't need to like max bid. Max bid at the end, snipe at the end. I don't know why I have to teach you guys how to use eBay again. I thought this would be like so much more intuitive, but of course, Web3 always surprises me here. Okay, create auction. There are 2 Weeboxes going out right now. Let's see how long it takes. Holy shit, there's already 200 plus people trying to get on the Oath one. Geez, our little poor village market bot is getting wrecked here. So I hope this thing ends up running and goes live here shortly. This one is 4 minutes behind. That's insane how it's actually insane how many people we have here and how many people are active. Okay. It's up. Nice. That went way faster though. That's great. So Weebox is now up. You guys want auction for jungle? Oh, nice. Thank you guys for not overbidding Weebox at the start. Oh, nope. Road just went overbidded right at the start and went straight to 50. So, well, that lasted for about 10 seconds. But, you know, hey, each to you, give me that free mint, 1K supply, venture backed, and mobile gaming shooter. Trust in Village is what we're calling this one. And then let's get you just a little bit. Oh man, one day, I mean, I also know it could be a language barrier too, right? I cannot wait when there's a few tools that are really close to this where you could speak in one language and then it distributes in live translation to a few other languages. Oh man, I can't wait for that tool to come here because once we get to that level, oh my God, Tribe will be unstoppable. That is the next AI technology that comes out that will 10x Tribe's value. Because if I can communicate to all languages in real time, holy shit, this shit will go nuts. We'll go take over Asia. They could hear me in Mandarin and Cantonese. Oh my God, or Japanese or Korean. And Trusted Village, this is Jungle's whitelist. And then you guys want Oath as well. All right, I'll give you Oath. Give me that free mint, 1.5k supply. I mean, we are venture back, but I don't like putting that there. Let's say and Genesis King claim. Validity 7 minutes. Oath. And then, oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring the Trap Souls King. I always like the Trap Souls King. It always makes me happy deep down because it's so creepy. I'm gonna buy this Trap Souls crown whenever it comes out. It's gonna be like one of the rarer crowns, but I just creepishly love that one. All right, okay, this is all good. Oath, 2 bids. Here, I'll be nice. Although I don't want you guys to overbid this ship. I'll put 3 of them out here. Y'all go have fun and fight this one out as well. What else did you want? Is there anything else that we needed here at this point? We'll do Genesis Soul next week, but yes, Genesis Soul will be able to be billed here as well. Oh, no Ronin. We don't do Ronin Fair Raffle yet. We will only do Ronin when we announce the final supply and price. We want to just make sure it's fair. Ronin is not cheap, unfortunately. It's not insanely expensive compared to other BTC plays, but it is not cheap. Yeah, let's do Reapers. All right, you guys want a Reapers auction? I'll give you a crazy Reapers auction here right now. God, I love that you guys are just demanding. No, Ronin's mint price right now, if you want to know, it's under 1,000 fiat for sure, right? It's under 0.05 BTC, if I did the math correctly. That's what we're targeting. So it's not insane, right? But, oh, what's happening? Oh, yeah, I forgot. We just gave you guys Oath. And holy shit, dude, you guys are spending 155. Holy crap. Y'all, well, hey, I love it. I actually weirdly love that y'all just like people didn't realize like Oath's price in the last season was just capped based off how many relics there are. As soon as it opens up, holy shit, 140 to 155. God, I love this community. Okay, dope. Let's do Reapers. Here. I'm gonna give you guys 10 Reapers right now. To bid on. Because there were so many people who tried to enter the last one. Give me that free mint. Well, it's a flexible free mint, which is cool. And Galactic Senator role. And then all of you guys who won, we'll add you into the Galactic Senator role shortly here as well. I'll do it right after we do this. So this is Reapers. And then again, remember, Reapers has 3 collections already done. Oh, and the Galactic Chancellor looks so dope. Oh, shout out to Joey and his amazing art. Let me get one of the ships. Let me see if I can find. Again, our pixel art team is also insanely dope. The generative spaceships are so fucking cool. Oh yeah, here we go. I always love looking at these spaceships. Like, just look, dude, like these are generative. They're all like different pieces, all the components. And this is just one of the spaceship models. I think we have 12 different spaceship like models that are totally different. This is just one of them we're about to show you here as well. And it just shows you the range that we're putting already on this colors. Like, again, for a 1,500 supply, Reapers is going to have some insane range. All right, Reaper's auction is up. Y'all can bid on that. There are 10 spots. All right, remember, you should be trying to bid against the people in 7th and 8th spot right now. Or you could just max bid this shit right out the gates. Remember, you don't get anything extra being number one. To be honest, if you're the top bidder, you're probably just means that you've lost out on relics, right? Or you overspent relics. That's like the actual logic here. But again, it's up to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all do whatever you want on this front. You want to really just start outbidding like the 16-15 range, right? If I'm bidding right now, I'm bidding 17, right? I'm trying to always hit that 5th or 6th spot. That's what I would be doing, right? If I were going to bid. And honestly, I would wait to bid until the last 30 seconds. There's actually no reason to bid out right out the start, but y'all want to do it. Oh, well, at least it's getting closer in range. So now the nice bid spot is like around 19 here. Ooh, so now, yeah, it's still 19 here. It's this 5th, 6th spot or the 6th, 7th spot right in these ranges here. But again, if you're smart, just wait till the end. There's no reason for you to add more fuel to this bid as long as you're staying active for the next 6 minutes. Holy shit, 160. Wow. Oath is on another level. 80 already for Trustin Village. And Weebox got its winners at 85 and 80. Congratulations. I think Rorschach, you won twice today, right? You won Reapers. And look at that. That's awesome. I love that a Gen 2 Soul winner here as well. Big Papa winning 80 relics here is really important as well. Congratulations here. All right, guys. I think I got you everything at this point. Can I let you guys go? On this design. Yeah, we definitely need some new stuff in the village, but the question is just what's worth it at this point? There's not much. I think that's kind of the other thing. Yeah, I don't know if we'll do poker for Oath, but we'll definitely do poker for sure. We're still figuring out where these are going to be able to go. So, just stay tuned and see where it's going. No, all the Oath winners are out. I'm not sure. At least what I saw, everything was out. Let me just check here really quickly. Oh, Oath Fair raffle still in queue. Maybe it got stuck. Oh, it is still stuck. Ooh, okay. Well, we're gonna have to force that on the back end. Let me just ping Chris here real quick, and Chris will be on it. Give me just a second. Hey, buddy. Looks like one of the raffles got stuck again. He'll get on it, and then randomly, some of you are gonna randomly wake up in the next like 15 to I don't know where Chris is at the moment. He was here earlier, but he might have had to run. He'll get to it, which is great. So hopefully, wow, someone's gonna win. I gotta change that fair raffle for Oath. I made it way too cheap. Fair raffle for Oath now needs to be like 50 or 60 relics, and then fair raffle for Ronin is probably going to need to be like 100 relics, right? Which is nuts. That's just kind of how insane this is. So guys, hopefully you can see there is so much more cool stuff happening in this marketplace. Yeah, dude, whoever's going to win that fair raffle for Oath at 24 when someone is bidding 160 is nuts. I massively messed up that estimation as well. That is insane. But also just shows you, like, if you've been participating, right, you essentially have, right, a huge leverage to, allocate your relics. And here's the other really cool thing is that the relic inflation will only be short term. Because what you guys don't realize is that there are tons of people who are top earners in season 1 that haven't even spent. Over 50% of sapphires and over 40% of so over 30% of ruby users haven't spent a single relic, right? I think people are still stacking, right? Which I actually think is the right play. I'd be stacking the fuck out of this ecosystem like no other, right? And be able to do this. This is 161 relics for Oath. Congrats to both buyer and seller. It's congrats to both buyer and all of you, because again, 160 just burned. Yeah, there are only 25 spots for Oath. It is very small. That window is closing on that supply size here as well, which is really, really nuts. Man, I wish I had time to manage an alt. I don't know how you guys think I can manage an alt. I'm with you guys all the time. When do I even have time to have an alt. I have one alt account that already our community knows about that was literally just used. It was actually my original account on Discord, and then the Saint account became the big one here. And I think it has like 15 messages in this Discord. That's what my alt has done. I really wish I had time for it. So, guys, as a quick summary here, we'll a make sure that raffle gets out when Chris gets to it. He'll make sure to push that out. You'll see some winners. You're going to see more of these raffles. I'm going to distribute them a lot more fairly here as well. Ooh, Shepard's really asking about Arjun Nimala. He's actually a ex-cricket player who went to high school then in the U.S. and got drafted in the first round of the MLB draft. I think it's a really cool, interesting story, but I mean, I'm not really following it as much. To be very honest, I'm not as big into baseball anymore. Like, I did watch the draft, I read his story and stuff like that, but honestly, there's only one person I care about in baseball, and it's Shohei Ohtani, right? Like, Shohei Ohtani is the only one. Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I have no problem showing you it's not my alt, it's just literally my other account that was my original one. I'll send it to you guys. I'm not here to like share. It's OXLDV. This is it right here as well. So that's actually the other original account that used to be the name OX Tribe. And then I had to create a fake one because we didn't want anyone to know that we were connected to the Something Is Happening server. So I created this alt one for Saint, and then of course Saint became my primary as well. So I don't even use OXLDV. I think I've used it like twice in the last like 12 months, right? Which is pretty cool here in this kind of design. Rorschach is asking me, do we have a winner here for which one are you talking about here? Oh, we haven't given out the Genesis tokens yet. Those will be given out a little bit later. YGG just DM me. Awesome. I'll go see that as well. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool things. We'll give out that. LDV stands for Leonardo da Vinci. So Leonardo da Vinci is my my one of the is literally my inspiration in life. I have like one of the craziest YGG asking what happened to dimensional shit, dude. I see Obese always knows how to make me fucking laugh at this point. Have I heard about this new project called Cart Party? Yeah, we heard about it. We talked about it a little bit earlier. We actually had the largest allocation at Cart Party, and then they changed the allocation at the last minute. We shared some red flags about Cart Party, so be aware of it. But 700 supply is small, which is great. There's tons of Enlighten rolls left, so don't fear. We'll actually start giving those out soon. We just wanted to keep it more focused on what's more realizable in the first assets here. But tons of Enlighten rolls still left. Reapers is pretty much getting into it. And then, of course, we're going to be able to get you guys some more opportunities as well. So it's going to have a bunch of different opportunities in this design. Yeah, there's a few things not counted. Don't worry. There's intentional reasons why certain relics are not counted yet. They will be added potentially here as well on this design. Kenzie, I want to say that if you got whitelist for Cart Party, that's awesome. It's going to be a win. All I'm going to say is that go check out here. If you want to see something, here's my best advice on Cart Party. I'm going to give you some alpha here, and then we'll jump to, let me switch this diamond session to start in 30 minutes, in 15 more minutes, because you guys are crazy. Hold on. Oh, I don't know if it's even gonna let me change the time anymore. Oops. Hold on. Let's see if it'll let me. Oh yeah, I think it will let me change the time. I just need a little bit of a breather here since this session went like so crazy long, which is great. Also, again, shout out to our amazing community, and we'll give you another relic in the next one. The first vote of Reapers is already live. You have to vote by end of day, by within the next 24, 26 hours here, which is crazy. Let me let me show you. Let me just quickly give you the thought process on Cart Party here, real quick. Give me just a second, and I'll show you why. I'll show you one little detail that would make me question what's happening. This was from. Oh yeah. Is it you're the what is it called? Yeah, you are the champion is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So, Cart Party is backed by this interesting VCs that are very similar to the team at Matrix. Or behind the project Matrix. So they have this Genesis asset called You Are the Champion, which is technically at a 24 ETH floor. Just if you go to this Blur collection, just go look at the accounts who've been buying all of their supply. What you'll quickly see is that none of them are real users. All of them only own assets from Matrix. What this honestly looks like is that they're manipulating supply and value of these assets. So here's the other thing about Cart Party, and this is why it's going to be a win for Cart Party if you get whitelist, but why you probably want to consider, you know, getting out is that what we do know is that they are giving more than half the supply to their investors and their team. So from what we know, they're giving between 300 to 400 of the supply to their team. They're then giving 200 to 250 supply to partnerships, and then they're only giving about 30 to 50 supply to community. That's how they presented the numbers to us. So what does this mean? Because they're keeping so much of the supply locked up, it means that they're either going to pump the floor or it means that they're going to pump and dump, right? We're not sure. But what you're just seeing here, it's a little shady on just the price points on this collection and where it's been. So the nice thing here is that if you do win, of course it's a free mint. Take a free mint, small supply. What you want to do is, to be very blunt, yeah, it's literally 5,000 people grinding for like such few spots. They're going to give out so much few. And again, some of the information from this chat might get back to them and they might change the numbers. Great. I hope they do. But yeah, they didn't have high integrity. So we actually passed on all the allocation. So we initially had 50 spots. We were the only community to get that amount of allocation to Cart Party. And then Cart Party then said, here's what they actually told us. They said their investors thought we got too large of an allocation, which is strange. Why would your investors ever have input on how you allocate? That's usually not how Web3 works, right? Which is pretty interesting. And we initially got 50 out of 250. They then changed the number after we agreed on everything. They came back a week to 2 weeks later, right? And said, our investors think you got too much, right? And we want to drop it down to half. And I was like, okay, fine. If you want to drop it down to half, we're going to have to change, right, the requirements on what we're going to offer. And they're like, no. We want to keep the same stuff that you're offering with 50 spots, but we just want to give you 25 because our investors don't want to do it. I'm like, well, fuck off, right? That's literally what we did. We were just like, fuck off. Like, that was not what we're going to do. And also just not how we want to participate. So, like, to be very transparent, like, we won't work with them again, right? I won't work with anything that they do. I won't touch anything their investors do. And I also won't touch anything that Jer works on, right? Jer is part of that community and was part of that negotiation. And we really wanted to make sure that, we wanted to be a part of it. But I'm going to be very honest with you guys. That's just what we are doing as a community. But am I going to be very transparent with you guys? If you have time to grind, it's worth grinding. That shit will probably be worth like 0.3 to like 1 ETH because they're probably going to manipulate that shit, right? Or they're probably going to control the supply here as well. We also saw a lot of the art. I'll be very honest, the art looks very average as well too. So it's not going to be something that I think is a massive long-term win. So just be aware of that. I share that because I'm here to protect you guys, right? But I'll also tell you, right, if you get whitelist on that shit, fucking mint that, right? Like, no matter what, you're going to get some upside on that, right? So, like, definitely do that in your guys' case. Is it worth grinding? I'm not sure, right? Again, if there's anything I'd be doing if I were in that server, I'd ask for transparency on allocation, right? Because this is the beautiful thing about Tribe. Do you guys realize that 80 to 90% of our allocation goes to you guys who are participating? So it means that your relics are actually worth fucking time, right? And they're actually worth it being here. And that's kind of the beauty of this entire system Very few people actually recognize that and understand that as well. So, again, just realize this is how certain people act in this marketplace. It's okay, right? Again, I'm not that disappointed that Cart Party took it. I was actually very hard to them. It was actually funny. I think here, oh no, I left the chat, so I'm not even in the room. Only Mirror can see what the chat is now. I'll bother him for it. But I just said, like, hey, it looks like you guys don't have integrity. You guys clearly mismanaged this relationship, and clearly we don't want to work with you again, right? That's what I told them very directly. And it's because, again, I could have easily sold my soul and still got 25 spots, but it wasn't worth it for me. Because in the end, it's the relationships that are going to that are going to define who we are and what we're building here as well. So just know that I'm not here to push FUD. You could literally, like I said, just go look at this right here. Hold on. Since I pushed it back, I'm going to do it right now. I'm just going to show you why this looks shady. Let me just show you, or why it looks suspect here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to spend just 5 minutes on this, and then we're going to go to this here as well. Okay, so look at the screen. This is the Blur. This is the Genesis asset for something that no one talks about. No one knows what the fuck this is, right? But this is called You Are the Champion. This is the Genesis asset for the same community. The CMO of, or the Chief Operating Officer of Cart Party is the CMO of this project of Matrix as well. And what you'll see here on the activity is you'll see a bunch of these buys just kind of happening. And let's just go click on the different buyer names really quickly. So I'm going to show you this. This is the buyer. I'm going to open this into a new tab. Oh, it's trying to connect me to a wallet. Okay. Whatever. I'll just sign this shit. Whatever I'm signing. Okay. Okay. So what does this person have in their entire inventory? They literally only have this asset. There's literally nothing else this person owns. Okay, let's go to OpenSea for the visual here to see like all their transactions and histories, right? This might be a little bit easier for you guys. This wallet's not even alive here on this front. So it's never signed into OpenSea, which is also hilarious. And when you look at the history, all it's done is bought this asset. That's all it's done. So that's the most recent buy. Let's go to the next buy. Here we go. This person literally only owns this asset. Let's go to their wallet. Let's see if they've ever done anything on OpenSea. This one has done. Oh, it has not done anything. Oh, wait, hold on. It does. This one is at least signed into OpenSea. Congratulations. And all it's done in its entire activity is list. It sold a You Are the Champion 6 months ago for 3 ETH. And it bought this one again on Blur for 26 ETH. Weird. Sorry, for 9 ETH. Weird. That's all this history is. That's the second person. Let's go to the third person here. Let's open this into a new tab. Hey, this person literally only has a You Are the Champion and Matrix, the sub collection under this. That's all it has. And let's go look at the history of this one. Let's go to OpenSea. Let's see if they've done anything else that's interesting. Okay, they've at least signed into OpenSea. Oh, they only have the same assets from that same world. And then let's look at their history as well of their activity. And that's all they've done. That's it. It's just they bought those 3 assets. That's all they've done. Again, this is just literally the people who've been buying. Let's go to the fourth person here really quickly who bought this asset. Oh, interesting. They pretty much have all the same things, but at least this one has grapes. But they've listed all 5 of their grapes as well. So that's interesting. Let's go grab this. Let's go see what else they've done on OpenSea. At least it's Vulcan verified on this front, and he's listed all of his grapes at 0.26. But all this person only has is Matrix assets. Interesting and weird. Let's go to the next person who bought. Hey, I wonder, oh, wait, why is the same person only have Matrix only assets, right? What is happening here? Let me just tell you very quickly, right? Is that 2 things. One is you're probably getting people who are buying this. So there are actually services now, right? That you could pay and they'll buy your floor up for you with different wallets. I don't know if they're paying a service to do this, but also the other thing you want to realize is they must suck at what they're doing, because these aren't even seasoned wallets that are buying, right? These aren't even seasoned wallets. This is just like amateur shit, right? Like, to be very blunt, like if you're doing this correctly, right, what you'll realize here at the moment right now is that you would use real high quality wallets buying it, but they don't even want to hide this shit, right? Which is kind of nuts, right? So this is the other reason why I think a lot of people are struggling to realize like what's happening. And then again, when we go to You Are the Champion and we go to this supply here, right? We could copy this address, but let's go to the Etherscan. And this is the other interesting thing is that we go to the actual allocation. There's 250 holders of this 520 supply. That's not bad. But then when you start looking at the holders, what most people forget is 250 are locked, right? This is not a 520 supply. 260 of the supply is still locked in. This is what's going to happen exactly with Cart Party. You guys not realize this? They're going to keep half the supply, make it only effective 350, and they're probably going to essentially manipulate the floor, right? So the nice thing here is that if you do that, it should probably have some upside if you own the whitelist. But would I be buying into this asset? Definitely not. I'd be very scared on these numbers. And if you just look at the distribution, here's the other crazy thing. All of these are anonymous wallets except one at the moment right now, right? Like none of them have ENS names except one, right? Oh, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Let's keep going through this. 6, 7. Oh, Kyung's in this. 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 wallets of their 250 unique holders actually have an ENS tied. That's also another red flag. I don't really do this type of diligence too deep, right? I just want to share this here with you. These are red flags, though, right? All of these are red flags here. And I just want to be very clear on this front, right? That's just like nuts. Like, all of your last buys are from wallets that only own Matrix and have no other history. Shady as fuck, right? The other thing you're going to realize here as well is that when you look at the distribution, 50% of their supply is locked up. And then lastly, when you look at even the wallets on that primary distribution, only 10 of them even have an ENS wallet. Again, that's not insanely uncommon, but again, their ratios are incredibly low. This is the problem with projects like this, right? And here, you could look at the full details, right? When we go back to the collection, here it is. These are the guys that you want to be considering and be careful about. You need to be worried about Hashkey Capital, Amber Group, and 7X Ventures. I'll share this here with you guys. This is their strategy. Their strategy at the moment right now is utilizing lock supply and price manipulation to move the floor up. So with that, hopefully you have a good understanding. All right, guys, let's move to the diamond call here. Give me just a couple of minutes and I'll start that up here. The diamond call is open to everyone as long as you have a soul. We're going to be doing this in the sacred ground, so we'll show up there. We're going to talk about Ronin. We're going to give a few updates on the actual numbers and targets of what we're aiming for in regard to Soul Season 1 and Season 2. And then from that, afterwards, we're going to close the village market just for diamond users. They get their own little raffles here as well. So guys, hopefully that was informative. I know we kind of went on a whole different like little sidestep here, but that's kind of where this design is. All right, everyone. We're going to see you hopefully soon if you want to join in for the next chat. But bye now.